Welcome back to AM 590, 99.7 on your FM dial and everywhere at newsradioklbj.com and where you find your favorite podcast, too. Let's give them the business. It's brought to you by Pinballs. That's Pinballs with a Z, pinballs.com. Later this afternoon, the Fed will announce a decision on interest rates.
The central bank is slated to slash borrowing costs at the end of its two-day policy meeting for the first time since 2020. The Fed first embarked on its aggressive hiking campaign in March of 2022. The big debate is whether it will shave its benchmark rate, currently at a two-decade high, by a traditional quarter percentage point or half a point. The decision will come down to how Fed Chair Jerome Powell leads his central bankers through various economic factors. Data over the past several months show inflation has resumed a steady decline. The Fed's goal is to preserve a solid job market now that price pressures have cooled. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Hedge fund billionaire John Paulson, he said this week that he will pull his money out of the stock market if Vice President Kamala Harris wins the presidential election this fall, saying the Democrat nominee's economic policies would spook investors.
I think the middle class is key for this election, and who's going to do better for the middle class? And when you look at the facts, the Trump policies come out better for the average American. Under his administration, the 4 years, average real wages grew about 6.5% during the 4 years. Under Biden, because of the high inflation, real wages have declined from where they were when he started. So that's why so many middle Americans are having difficulty with common expenses like rent and food.
I would imagine you still see inflation as too high.
I think it's coming down, but the important thing is keeping it down. And to do that, you need to bring down the deficit, bring down inflation, and bring down interest rates.
He also noted that Harris has proposed raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% and wants to raise the capital gains rate from 20 to 28%. It is 5:51. The city of Austin could once again change its work-from-home policy, this time making it more flexible and giving individual departments more power. In an audit from the Audit and Finance Committee meeting this month, Human Resources staff told some Austin City Council members that the city was exploring allowing employees to work from home 60% of the time or 3 days a week. Yeah, the new policy could also add more power to departments to determine what works best for the individual teams. KXAN's Grace Reeder is on this story.
Last year, interim city manager Jesus Garza required people to return to the office. For employees in management positions, it was in person full-time and 3 days a week for non-executive staff. Garza told us then he thought it was better business.
Are we providing the customer service we need? Are we being responsive to the community the way I think we need to?
But some city employees were not on the same page.
When I started teleworking 5 days a week, I saved 11 hours a week of not being in traffic.
Turns out, quite a few employees felt the same. A new audit which surveyed employees showed nearly 70% dislike the policy and found making that policy less restrictive would be a low-cost, perhaps even money-saving retention incentive.
Flexible work schedule is very important to individuals. Some will even take less pay.
We don't need to look much further than Travis County for proof. According to the audit, Travis County allows roughly 75% of its eligible workforce to work from home. As a result, they saw thousands more job applications than before the pandemic.
It creates a lot of competition, and the city has lost employees to Travis County.
It could also save the city money, which is your money. The report pointed to savings in utility costs and real estate. Austin's Joint Inclusion Committee on Telework found long-term, Austin could save over $1 billion by leasing out office space. Grace Reeder, KXAN News.
It is 5:53. The FDA has approved an experimental implant aimed at restoring vision.
The Food and Drug Administration giving approval Tuesday to a brain chip called BlindSight, created by Elon Musk's company Neuralink. Musk says the chip, once implanted in the brain, would enable even those who have lost both eyes and their optic nerve to see. He says the chip would initially provide low-resolution vision, but would have the potential to become more like natural vision once it's refined. No word on when it'll be made available for human trials. Neuralink has been separately testing an implant designed to give paralyzed patients the ability to use digital devices by thinking alone. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
A major social media network is now restricting minors' activity on their service.
Instagram is putting all users under the age of 18 into teen accounts. These accounts will automatically be private and will restrict direct messaging by unknown accounts looking to interact. Parents will need to set up supervisory tools and will get to see with whom their kids are messaging. Teen accounts on Insta will be confined to age-appropriate topics, will automatically alert young users to take breaks from scrolling, and will also include a sleep mode to silence the app's notifications between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Stay close. We got traffic, your forecast, and the big story straight ahead here on the Todd and Oz Show. It is 5:55.
The Todd and Oz Show.